Hey everyone, this is the latest weather update in the Western Pacific on this 30th of September 2011. It's the 8:30 Zulu, 4:30 p.m. Philippine time, 5:30 p.m. Japan time. We're still watching Tropical Storm Nesat, which has made landfall in the northeastern part of Vietnam just roughly about a few hours ago, 2 hours ago. And also we're watching Typhoon Nalgae continuing to intensify as it approaches Luzon in the Philippines. But we'll start off first with Nesat here, right over Vietnam now. Was last located approximately 40 kilometers east of Hanoi, with maximum sustained winds of just around 100 knots, gusting to 130. It's moving westward at 20 kilometers per hour. You can see in this visible image, the eye has now gone, and you can still kind of make out the circulation right over here. Central dense overcast moving over Vietnam now. Again, moving just east of Hanoi, and will likely pass directly over that city in the next 2 hours or so. You can see the infrared image here. The circulation, the structure overall has become really fragmented and suffered greatly due to that landfall. And we do expect this to continue rapidly weakening now over the next 24 hours. And it's definitely a far cry from what it looked like yesterday when it moved over Hainan. But you can still see some convective activity right over the center, still bringing some heavy rains over Vietnam, which is supported here in this radar image. Recent radar image taken for the northern part of Vietnam, and you can see those bands of heavy rain. You can see the circulation here encompassing the radar image, and you can see the heaviest of rain is located near the center. Here you can see Hanoi right up here. So these heavy rain bands will likely move in towards the city for the next 2 to 6 hours. And you see the coverage that will probably bring around 200 millimeters or even more of rainfall. We've seen reports in Hainan of ranging from 150 to 250, just like what we forecasted, and some areas actually receiving more than that. We have Danshan reporting around 330 millimeters in 24 hours, so it does have the capacity to bring lots of rainfall, as we have seen in the Philippines when it moved over there. So we'll still likely see those same amounts here for Vietnam and also for Laos as it becomes a remnant low moving across Indochina. So have to really carefully watch Nesat here. But the good news is it has weakened. Tropical storm now. Hanoi Airport reporting around sustained winds of around 30 to 50 kilometers per hour as that center nears, but probably some areas to the south will probably see winds of tropical storm force over there of around 100 kph and higher gusts. But the main threat for this one is the rain. As you can see in this JMA forecast, it will move westward across northern Vietnam, probably dissipate by tomorrow afternoon as a tropical depression over the Vietnam-Laos border. You can see here GTWC also showing the same thing here, moving directly over Hanoi in the next few hours, and then weakening to a tropical depression, likely dissipate by that time, again over northwestern Vietnam and perhaps moving into Laos. You have to remember again, the remnant will still bring heavy rain across parts of Indochina, particularly here in Laos and Thailand, and also even including southern China. But again, for the most part, winds really weaken now, but the rain is it's going to be the main threat for these countries and for this region, which has really received large amounts of rains for the past few months now. So they don't really need that much of rain here, but just hoping that everyone gets out of here safely. So that is the forecast for Nesat. A quick forecast here. Moving on to Typhoon Nalgae, moving ever closer to Luzon. See, it's really intensifying, quickly intensified last night actually, now continues to do so. Now a Category 2 storm, actually just under the Category 3 status. Maximum sustained winds now 175 kilometers, gusting to 220. It's moving westward 25 kph. This is the key here. The speed is really increased over the past 2 days. Remember, it was drifting just outside the PAR. Now it's moving, accelerating towards Luzon, and will make landfall, likely in less than 24 hours. You can see the location is now less than 800 kilometers northeast of Manila, and also 500 kilometers southeast of Apari, Cagayan, the northern part of Luzon. Show you the visible image, wider view. Apari is right over here, and this whole area is Cagayan and Isabela and Aurora. This is Manila. You can see the eye very clear, continuing to appear much clearer now in the visible image, and you can see also the storm has grown in size, and looks very symmetrical indeed. Some outflow as well, so really good organization that will probably keep the storm intensifying for at least another 12 hours over the Philippine Sea. And again, the forecast here is to make landfall here in the northeastern part of Luzon. We'll discuss that in a few moments. But looking at the infrared image here, you have the very intense convection happening right over the center. You can see the warm spot here that indicates the eye or the center of the storm. See those very cold cloud tops surrounding that area, definitely more than colder than -80 degrees Celsius. And you can see it's now moving ever closer to Luzon as it again move westward at a quick rate. And yeah, also want to mention here the microwave image. See here showing the eye wall. It's partially open, but remember this is around 5 Zulu. So around 3 hours ago, we have the latest image one actually, but it is a low resolution, so I didn't choose to show it here. But what that image is showing is that the eye wall has closed now. So continuing to see improvements, not only in the satellite appearance, but also in the microwave image, sort of an X-ray appearance here under what is happening under that cloud shield. And as you can see, that eye wall continues to really sort of intensify and become much more organized, and we'll probably see Nalgae maintain or at least intensify slightly, perhaps into category 3 status before making landfall here in northeastern Luzon. And that is why we have now the latest warnings from Pagasa. This is as of 11 a.m. We have now signal number 2 for Cagayan and Isabela, and also signal number 1 for many provinces now. We'll probably see the number of provinces under some sort of signal warnings to increase. We're still waiting for their 5 p.m. update, so let's check back with us here in the Western Pacific and listen to our blog for the latest. We will likely update that 5 p.m. Include that 5 p.m. update from from Pagasa. But as far as computer models are concerned, see most of them now converging on a solution. If a landfall somewhere here in southern Cagayan or northern Isabela by tomorrow afternoon, you see general westward track here across Luzon, probably weaken to a category 1 typhoon as it moves over Apayao and into Ilocos Sur, exiting into South China Sea by as early as Saturday night. And you see general westward track, kind of like what Nesat did. And you can see here very ominous forecast from the models that this will likely continue moving towards Hainan again. So yeah, just like what Rob said, kind of like a deja vu there. Because of this ridge over Taiwan that is really steering this storm. It's been on here for almost a week now, and it has steered Nesat towards Vietnam, and will likely bring Nalgae at the same track, really same general track across the South China Sea. And you see it will again Nalgae moving westward under that ridge, and probably recurve sort of to the northwest towards Hainan, and yeah, perhaps into northeastern Vietnam. So 2 storms happening and hitting same regions, same areas in less than a week or so. And that is what the forecast agencies are also showing here. We have JMA also expecting a landfall tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow morning actually, across the northeastern Luzon, Cagayan or Isabela, and probably near Tuguegarao by Saturday afternoon, as you can see in this forecast. It will likely move westward across South China Sea, perhaps approach Hainan again by the middle of next week there. JTWC also showing the same thing, taking Nalgae towards the coast of Cagayan or Isabela, also showing the same location sort of by Saturday afternoon, as you can see in this timestamp, probably near Tuguegarao by that time, well north of Manila, so a much different forecast, much different track than what Nesat took last week when it moved over Aurora instead. So closer forecast, a closer track for Manila that time, but right now we have Nalgae tracking well north of Manila, so kind of a good news. But we'll still probably see winds and rains due to that storm and also the southwest monsoon. So, but as far as the storm surge that happened in Manila Bay, probably think that is unlikely, but still be on the guard, because remember the seawall has been broken in that part, so you don't need that much of strong waves anymore to really cause much damage and flooding over the area. But hopefully the authorities have made preparations there. But as far as the forecast goes, you can see moving over northern Luzon, and you can also see JTWC forecasting a peak intensity of around 110 kilometers per hour by tomorrow morning. That is equivalent of a high-end category 3 making landfall in Luzon, and then will probably remain a category 1 typhoon as it moves over northern Luzon and then moves over South China Sea, probably regain a little bit of intensity more as it makes landfall here in Hainan by Tuesday or Wednesday local time there, and then moving again over Vietnam by the latter part of next week. Pagasa also showing the same thing here, showing the forecast philosophy here, making landfall perhaps around, I would say around the 10 or 11 a.m. local time, Philippine time, tomorrow, Saturday, here in Cagayan or Isabela here, and then tracking same forecast path as the other agencies, and then exiting into the South China Sea. Will probably exit the Philippine area of responsibility as early as Sunday, because you have to remember the speed is moving around 25 kph, so very fast for a tropical storm or typhoon here in the Western Pacific. So that is the update for Nesat, and for Yan, I just want to quickly mention Invest 90W here near Palau, well east of Mindanao as of the moment. See, we haven't really seen any sort of circulation or improving organization. However, JTWC has upgraded this area for a medium chance of becoming a cyclone within the next 24 hours. Computer models, some of them are also showing a cyclone developing in this region within the next few days. So we do have to watch this area for another chance of cyclone formation in this very already busy Western Pacific. That is the update for today. For comments, just email us, Philippine Weather. Probably have another update tomorrow again as we monitor this storm. Probably making landfall by that time. At this time tomorrow. So have to prepare now, and if you haven't, then have to now, because it's less than 24 hours before Nalgae makes landfall here in Luzon. So the prayers are with you now. But as for Manila, hopefully this won't do as much damage as Nesat did, but have to remain on guard definitely for potential of flooding, and also those strong winds being kicked up by Nalgae and the southwest monsoon definitely there. So until our next update tomorrow, stay safe. Bye bye.